With the halfway point looming, everyone in the league is looking to make one final push for the top spot. The pressure has been cranked to 100, and the summer days have been heating up, but this three-game series has lived up to expectations. It's Game 3 between the Oahe Zap and the Spearfish Sasquatch, live from Black Hills Energy Stadium in beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota. As we welcome you into the press box, I'm A.J. Reister, and joining me here in a moment will be Aiden Wirtz here on Father's Day for Game 3. This series has been massive for the Sasquatch to get back on track now in second place in the Independence League standings, a game and a half back of the Hastings Sodbusters. And the Squats are currently on a 4-game winning streak, and they've won 9 of their last 10. Aiden, what have you seen from this team, especially coming back home to get back to just a game and a half of first place?
Well, I think one of the big things that you've touched on, and you've had a lot of pitchers up here, is the idea that we actually have enough pitchers. You know, you see teams like the Nebraska Prospects, who, of course, we only played one game against them, barring that second base kerfuffle, if you will, using your voice or using your word yesterday, right? But I think having enough pitchers really helps. And having guys that can go two ways, like Diego right now, he's been a great hitter for us. He's played third base. He's pitching tonight. So having enough pitchers, kind of having that rotation, fresh horses, if you will, that really, really helps. I think kind of having Coach Justice Scott in, I think, what did Luke say? We're 9-1 since then.
9-1.
So you definitely get that more camaraderie. Obviously, he's the head coach, and he's also the dad of Chase Scott playing first base tonight. But I think having them all mesh together and kind of playing enough to say, okay, I know what your tendencies are now. Let me help you out. Let me help you help you. Help you help me.
Exactly.
Help you help us.
Exactly. That's been the consensus, especially across the board with the guys in the dugout. But especially yesterday, a big day. They finished the game that they started on Thursday last week. Were able to come back down 4-2 and win it 12-4. And then they closed out the day with a awesome 8-4 win. Also technically a comebacker in that one as well. But let's just talk about yesterday, how crazy it was starting in the fourth inning and then playing 2 games. It was just really weird.
It really was. I mean, it doesn't matter that we were technically the away team. The thing is, we were home. We were playing at home. So all of a sudden you have that flipped advantage, right? You're no longer playing in Pierre. You're now playing in Spearfish. So big jump right there where we have 6 runs in one of those innings, and that was just kind of a busted open type moment here for the Sasquatch. It was really nice to see them kind of just come together and just get the bats going. And they followed that from the first game, from the last 5 innings to the next game as well.
It looks like we're just about underway here, so we're going to head off screen and get ready to rock here as Diego Trujillo takes the mound, the electric two-way player for the Spearfish Sasquatch. And the first pitch, squares to bunt, pulls back, it's called a strike. Diego, a 6-foot freshman from Camas, Washington, attends Mount Hood Community College. There's a fastball right around 85 to 88, a curveball and changeup in his mix as well. Here's the 0-1 to the leadoff hitter, Nick Golden. Nick Gordon used to be a phenomenal professional baseball player.
That he did.
But it's Nick Golden that's digging in. Here's the 0-2. Foul tipped and out of the glove of Owen Michelson. Couldn't hang on for strike 3.
Talk about catchers. You've got 3 now on this team, and all these guys can gun them down at second. We've seen probably Owen have the biggest hose in terms of arm strength, but, man, every single one of them can get guys.
And it really helps on days like today when it's really hot. Grounded to first base. Scott can't handle it. It's off the heel of his glove. Flips to first. In time to get him. Scott took an extra step back and waited for the ball to get there, and it bounced off the heel of his glove, but Trujillo able to get there in time for the out.
Yeah, nice job right there and not give up on the play by Chase Scott. I know he hasn't been the most consistent first baseman for us, and not in terms of production, but just in terms of how many games he's played at first base. Obviously, Seth's played there a couple times. I think has Bowman played there a couple times, too.
Bowman's played there. Kyle Finn has played over there. That first base spot has been a revolving door and getting a lot of different bats in the lineup as well, which has been the biggest reason why so many different guys have played in that corner. Here's Gavin Frazier as Trujillo misses low. But going back to the catchers, now have 3. Owen Michelson, Gio Mastarosa's DHing tonight.
Yep.
Carson Rather joined the Sasquatch when they were in Pierre. And it just really helps, especially in the summers When you're playing a lot of games, it's really hot. Only having 2 catchers can be really tough. So being able to get 3 different guys back there over the span of 3 days gives them some rest on their knees and just gives them a day to recuperate so that they can be at 100% when they get back there and put the pads back on.
Absolutely.
The 3-0 from Trujillo. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Gavin Frazier.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you mentioned Carson Rather, a phenomenal pool player, by the way.
He is.
Him and Wilson Kiefer were playing us last night, me and Sam Kotnowski, and yeah, they're pretty solid. Pretty solid. Took us down a couple times there.
Yeah, Rather had that crazy shot where he shot it over the 8-ball and then knocked the ball in.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Here's Ty Farwell. He lifts this one to shallow center. It drops in for a base hit. That puts runners on first and second for Vince Polizzi. Vince has been one of the bigger bats for Oahe this season, but has been pretty cold since making the trip out to Spearfish despite the heat. Only a couple of hits over the 3 games, including the half game that we played yesterday. There's a strike on the outside corner from Trujillo. Polizzi, a 6'1 junior from Naperville, Illinois. Attends Loras College down in Iowa. Breaking ball, can't catch the outside corner, evens the count 1-1.
Yeah, that Loras camp is pretty cool. It's not the biggest, but football plays in the Rock Bowl. It's all surrounded by cement rocks they've put up, so you kind of look like you're in a dome almost with no top. It's pretty sweet.
They've got a great baseball program down there. As this one is pulled left side, backhanded by Work, steps on the bag for one, the throw across the diamond, in time for the double play. Nick Work putting in the work in the hot corner, and he turns 2. 5-3 double play, and a great backhanded stop by Nick, and he strands a couple of runners on the base paths. Squatch coming to the plate right after this. Spearfish Sasquatch all summer long on YouTube, or catch the game live at the ballpark. The Squatch will battle the Sodbusters at 6:05 this Tuesday for Mascot Night, presented by Great Western Tire. The series will continue on Wednesday for Park in the Park Night and Thursday for Nerf Night. Get your tickets and learn more about all the great theme nights at SpearfishSasquatch.com. Welcome back to Black Hills Energy Stadium as the Zap will take the field for the first time today. Let's take a look at them defensively. On the mound, it'll be A.J. Ponciano, pitches for Saracoso Community College. His head coach is in the opposing dugout. Left to right in the outfield, it's Nick Golden, Emiliano Curiel, and Connor Goldberg. Along the infield, Ty Farwell. In the hot corner, Gavin Frazier at short. Aiden Johnson and Vince Polizzi cover the right side. Mason Lang is behind the dish. Coming up for the Squatch, leading things off, it'll be the third baseman, Nick Work. Just made a heck of a play to turn 2 and leave a couple of base runners on with Diego Trujillo on the mound. Coming up after Work, it'll be Owen Michelson, Kyle Finn. Middle of the order, Ethan Mooster, Gio Masterosa, Chase Scott, and closing out the starting 9 is Peyton Fort, Ben Foyer, and Karsten Hansen making his first start in front of the home crowd this season. But first, here is Nick Work. Just finished up his freshman season at South Dakota State University. Is from Madison Lake, Minnesota. First pitch from Ponciano is lifted out to deep left center, giving chases Curiel, laying out, and it drops in. Newark on his way to second, and it's a leadoff double. Work did not lay off the gas pedal despite the diving attempt from Curiel, and he's able to lead off with a double and get in scoring position for the catcher, Owen Michelson. Owen Michelson, a 5'11" sophomore from Candler, North Carolina, attends the University of North Carolina, Asheville. First pitch, pops it up left side. Farwell giving chase, as well as Frazier in foul territory. It's Gavin Frazier who makes the catch for out number one. Two pitches, a double and a fly out. Quick work so far as the Sasquatch are swinging early and often. Here's Kyle Finn. Six-seven sophomore from Coronado, California. First pitch to Finn. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. Head coach Justice Scott probably almost knows everybody on the field playing today, as there are 5 different guys on his own team, but a bunch of guys from Saracoso playing on the other side for the Oahe Zap. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball fouled back by Finn. Kyle's been red hot. The league leader in slugging percentage, had 2 home runs yesterday in 2 different games. Had one in the half game that we played, and then had one in the nightcap. He now leads the league in home runs with 4, but he's behind 0-2. Runner takes off for third. It's pulled foul. Third base coach Matt Gonzalez able to get out of the way. And I feel like Finn is almost better with 2 strikes. He swings early and often, fouls off a lot of pitches. And even though he gets behind 0-2 quite a bit, he's able to work pretty deep counts and get a hold of a ball he likes.
That he is.
The 0-2. Crack to left field. It'll drop in for a base hit right at the feet of Nick Golden. Nick Work could not move from second because he thought it was going to be caught. But a base hit for Kyle Finn. Kind of surprised Golden didn't give more of an effort to go get that one.
About to say, that's probably one that I don't even know if you need to dive for that one. That's probably one you could kind of grab low off the grass there, but maybe just uncertain how fast that ball's coming, don't want to get it behind you.
It dropped about a foot, 2 feet in front of him.
It did.
Nonetheless, the Squatch will take it. 2 on, 1 down for Ethan Mooser, the starting right fielder. Big hack and a miss on the first pitch he sees. That seems to be the scouting report on A.J. Ponciano. He's to swing early. And so far, the Squatch have been able to at least get a piece of the ball. Michelson, of course, Nick Work, of course, had the double on the first pitch he saw. Michelson swung on the first pitch as well, but he popped out, and then Finn got behind 0-2, swinging early, but was able to swing on and get a base hit to left. Mooser sat in a 1-1. Ponciano from the belt. Can't find the outside corner. It's 2-1.
Another very hot day in the ballpark, AJ. I've got we both have the same shirt on. That'll probably be more navy than royal blue here in about 2 hours.
Yeah, in honor of Father's Day, all the interns wearing their blue polos. Mooser grounds at right side. Second baseman waits for it, fires to second for 1. No throw to first. They'll throw across the diamond to third, but they can't get work as he took a few extra steps off of third.
Yeah, put him in scoring position right there. 2 outs, obviously, we're going to have to see what they can do here. Works are pretty quick, guys. We got off the base a little bit and almost got caught slacking, but still good there. Runners on the corners now. AJ, Gio had, his second home run the other day?
Second home run.
His family's still here, having a good time here in Spearfish recently. I've been hearing from Brian Young, who came up yesterday, talking about Gio's family as well.
Great family, great story for Gio, his family from Venezuela. And here's a chopper to the left side. The shortstop picks it up, throws across the diamond for out number 3. The Squatch get a couple of runners on a base hit from Work and Kyle Finn, but unable to bring them across. No score as we head to the second.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
The staff. The culture is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Spot On has greatly reduced the time our managers spend on scheduling. The biggest advantage is its tip management. At a touch of a button, it instantly allocates tip pooling and tip splitting.
Our employees love it that as soon as we've done the tip distribution, they can see what they made yesterday. It's real straightforward. What you see is what you get, and that's what you want working in a restaurant. And with Spot On, you've got everything there at the tip of your fingers.
Leading things off in the top of the second is Mason Lang, the starting catcher for the Zap. Diego Trujillo back on the mound. First pitch, swung on and missed for strike 1. Diego's got a pretty funny story as to why he actually stuck around with baseball. He was a big soccer guy, loved basketball, but when he was younger, he didn't really like baseball. Especially even as early as T-ball, he struggled actually wanting to go to the field. And apparently one day when Diego just did not want to go to T-ball, his parents drove him to the police station and said, if you don't go to T-ball, you're going to jail.
Pretty serious consequence for missing that.
Yeah, he went. Yeah, he absolutely went to T-ball, and it's worked out since then for him.
Yeah, I bet it has.
And he even said himself, some kids might have thought that was a little harsh for a 3-year-old, or however old he was, as Chase Scott's pulled off the bag. So Mason Lang will be aboard. He said that a lot of people might think that's kind of harsh for a kid to be told that, but he said he's very grateful that it happened and actually finds it quite funny.
Yeah.
And, it's worked out. He's now playing at Mount Hood Community College as another year at JUCO.
That's right.
And he said he's very excited to get back to Mount Hood, but also excited for going to a 4-year at some point.
Yep. Yeah, I was my first task here in Spearfish as an intern was to pick him up from the airport, actually.
Really?
Yeah, so I went and picked him up from the Rapid City Airport about 45 minutes away, had a nice conversation. I actually dropped him off, not at his family's house, but at a soccer park in Sturgis.
Well, there you go. He played soccer and basketball growing up. But there you go. That doesn't tell you how much he still loves the game of soccer. Then I don't know what else does.
Yeah, well, because his host family said, hey, we can either let you get the code to our garage and we'll just drive you home. We'll be at the soccer park because our daughter's playing soccer. You can either go in the park or you can come to the park with us. And he's like, I'll just go to the park with you guys. I don't want to break into your house or feel like I'm, there when you guys are home. So
Aiden Johnson pops it up to shallow right. Mooser takes a few steps in and makes the catch for out number 1.
But yeah, that's a pretty serious, let's see, consequence, repercussion, I'd say, for missing T-ball. You ever have one of those where your parents are like, hey, if you don't go to this or if you don't do this, I'm going to Something?
Nothing to the extent of that.
Okay.
It's probably more just like, you're not gonna get Dairy Queen after your next game.
Right.
Like, nothing like going to jail.
Right. Nothing like. Yeah, I don't know anything as serious as getting locked up as a.
Yeah.
How old was he?
Well, however old you are when you're in T-ball, so probably
Okay.
like
Pretty young.
4 or 5.
Yeah, pretty young.
Something like that.
You're going to jail. You're getting cuffed up.
And he said he still remembers that story. Obviously, when you're a little bit younger, sometimes those stories get lost in the shuffle of memories, but
I don't
that
know,
one
man.
sticks out.
Being threatened with the bar is pretty traumatizing. Steel sitting between you and T-ball freedom.
0-1 on Quinn Ludvigsen, the designated hitter. Diego can't find the zone there. It's 1-1. But of course, there's no need to threaten him to go to practice anymore. Ground ball back to Foyer, and it's through him. The runner from second will come in to score. And it's an RBI single for Quinn Ludvigsen, and the Zap strike first here in the second. Lang goes second to home after the error from Fort. And that brings up Connor Goldberg. 1-0 Zap. Breaking ball finds the zone for strike one. Another question that I asked Diego, because he is such a good two-way player, I said, is that something that you want to continue to do? Especially now that he has only 1 year left of JUCO. He said, if I want to go play at a 4-year, I'm probably going to have to make a decision. He hasn't quite decided which way he wants to go yet, but knows that being a two-way at the next level would be pretty hard to continue to do, especially if he wants to compete at the next level.
Right.
But he said he's always loved being a two-way, and he wants to do it for as long as possible. So there is a school out there that is trying to pick up a two-way. He'd be more than happy to go there. This one gets by Work. The throw across the diamond is in time to get him. Nick Work cut in front of Ben Foyer. You had to wait for it. A low throw picked up by Chase Scott at first. And Connor Goldberg is gunned down by the big arm of Ben Foyer. Ludvigsen advances to second on the base, on the ground out. Now bring up Emiliano Curiel with 2 down. The Zap took the lead after Mason Lang got on a ground ball to Peyton Fort, and his throw went wide at Chase Scott, brought him off the bag. Was able to swipe second, and Quinn Ludvigsen a base hit and drove him in from second base for the Zap to take the 1-0 lead. Fouled away.
Yeah, along with the heat, there's a lot of these little fuzz balls in the air. Some cotton floating through, I believe.
Yeah, don't open your mouth. They might fly in and give you some.
Too late.
Oh, you already caught a couple of seeds?
Unfortunately.
That one's away. Curiel, a 5'8" freshman from Las Vegas, Nevada. Another one of Justice Scott's products at Saracoso Community College. I mean, I feel like just everybody on this field on both sides just has some connection to Saracoso and the Sasquatch head coach, Justice Scott. Whether they're currently on the team or played for him before or going to be playing for him, feels like the Independence League is, I mean, if you play in the Independence League, you probably had some connection to Saracoso.
Right.
Upstairs, throw down to second is not in time as Quinn Ludvigsen took a few extra steps off second, and Michelson wanted to check. Full count, 2 down, 1-0 Zap in the top of the second. Curiel trying to keep this inning alive for the Zap and extend their lead. The 3-2. Ground ball right side, sneaks through for a base hit. Ludvigsen around third. He will score in an RBI single for Emiliano Curiel. And the Zapper swinging the bat pretty well here in the second. And it's one of the better pitchers on the Zap lineup coming into today. Trujillo on the bump, had gone 11 2/3. Struck out 8 and had just walked 6.
Yeah, and AJ, this game possibly a little more important than some of the others. As you mentioned, they just creeped up into second place. And the halfway mark is the 27th, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it'll be against the Nebraska Prospects on a fireworks night. That will, after that game, it'll mark the halfway point in the Independence League. And if this is your first season following along, the season is split into 2 halves. So the winner of the first half will make the playoffs at the end of the year, and the winner of the second half will make the playoffs.
Right.
And they do that because of just the nature of summer ball. A lot of guys coming in later on in the season, or they have to leave early as the runner takes out for second, lift out to left center, down for a base hit. Curiel on his way to third, and it gets past the outfield. Curiel will score. Golden on his way to third, slides in safely. It just kept rolling out there, and it snuck by Finn and Hansen. Curiel goes first to third, and Nick Golden takes third on the base hit. Some uncharacteristic errors here in this second inning. As I guess I didn't quite see what happened, if the ball took a weird hop or if it just sped up on the grass. It didn't slow down like Finn had thought it would, and it just kept rolling.
Must have mowed it a little bit short this morning.
Gavin Frazier now digs in. Popped up to the right side. Scott's got it underneath it. Called off by Fort. He'll make the catch for out number 3. The Zap take a 3